Hey everybody, before we get into today's show, just want to make sure you are aware that we are giving away the very popular dairy and gluten support. This is the product that helps you break down the breads and the pastas and the cheese and the milk and all of the different ice creams and all the different, flex-based foods you may be enjoying for the summer. It also helps break down beans and legumes and any products that can give you the bloating, the gas, the indigestion. And that is because it contains a higher dosage than even the daily digestive enzyme that you can take on a daily basis, but this helps with the DPP4, the lactase, the hemicellulase, all the things that can help to break down and give you less issues of the bloating, the gas, the skin issues, the inflammation that you might get from eating some of these foods. So right now, we're going to give you a free bottle with all qualifying orders at stevencabral.com/shop. And yes, this goes internationally as well. Head on over to stevencabral.com/shop while supplies last. Take care, everybody. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here today, brand new Cabral HouseCall, first one of the weekend, every Saturday and Sunday, trying to answer about a dozen of the community's questions each and every weekend. Hopefully, you've been tuning in now for some time. If not, welcome to the show. Like I said, all things wellness, weight loss, anti-aging based questions. So we really combine a lot. Sometimes we get some health coaches, integrative health practitioners writing in as well. So always happy to answer the questions. And without further ado, let's get to some of those right now. All right, just opening up the giant Word document my team puts together. Every year, if we do the math on this, what is the math on that? 600 questions or so a year? Something like that, right? 12 times, let's just say 52 weeks, because there are no weeks off, 624 questions a year answered. And we've been doing this now, going on our 8th year, 8 times 600 and let's just do 20, almost 5,000 questions. So in the beginning, we actually used to do even more. So, again, like I said, I appreciate the community each and every week tuning in, writing in your questions, and just also sharing this information with other people. That really is the goal. I mean, the goal is, as is often said, each one teach one. And inside of IHP, which is the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, it's heal yourself, heal others, put a health coach in every home. That's our goal. That's literally our goal. So if this is interesting to you and you like helping people with health, definitely check it out. Go to integrativehealthpractitioner.org. One of the best things that you can do for yourself, your family, and even a part-time or full-time career. So definitely check that out. All right, Diane is up first. Diane says, I was wondering, is there anything I can do for trigeminal neuralgia? So trigeminal neuralgia or trigeminal pain, the trigeminal area, is something we've talked about actually for quite a few years now. So I'm happy to bring this up. So trigeminal neuralgia is going to be a very specific part of the body, and it is right behind your ear, basically in a triangulated area that can move from temple to behind the ear to like the corner of the jaw. And it leads to pain, numbness, tingling, sometimes swelling, inflammation overall. And so this trigeminal nerve, it actually runs, like if you look at it, and I know I'm on video, you can listen on audio, that's okay. But basically we have the mandibular zone right around the jaw. We've got the sinus maxillary zone right beside the nose. We've got the ophthalmic zone around the eyes. And all of this leads, basically this vasculature, leads to this trigeminal nerve. And that's right around the temple, which then wraps around behind the ear as well. So people say, I get numbness in my face, I get pain in my face, it can be coming from this trigeminal nerve and this trigeminal area right around the ear. And so what we always do is we say, well, again, for most things, there's 6 to 12 reasons why it could be happening. Like that's what it seems to be in our practice. And, we've been doing this a long time now. It's different things, but depending on what it is. So we're looking always at an inflammatory component, right? So you might say, oh, I'm just going to take anti-inflammatories. Okay, that may help palliate it. That's what conventional medicine does. But we need to look at why is it taking place? Why is there a higher level of inflammation? Okay, one of it could be herpes-based virus. There is real complications from that, and so we want to be able to improve the overall immune system. There's inflammation from foods. There's inflammation from high levels of histamines. There could be yeast, fungal-based issues in the sinuses. What else? There could be overall systemic inflammation related to omega-6s and omega-3s. There could be food sensitivity. So what I'm trying to say is this. There's always an underlying root cause. Here's how we figure it out. We run something called the Big 5 at-home lab tests. That's what we do. Because we can't guess. Like we could guess. I'm guessing right now. I'm giving you a bunch of different guesses, right? But what I like to do is narrow it down. Why does this person have this inflammation that could be leading to trigeminal neuralgia or anything to that degree? All right? So that's what we do. If you're able to, that's where I would start. And you can find that at stevencabral.com/labs. That's where all of the labs we offer are. You don't need to run them with us. You can run them with an integrative health practitioner level 2 or a local naturopathic doctor. All right, so it's always your choice. I just like to share with you exactly what we do and what works. All right, so next up, this one, it looks like it might be from the same person, Diane. So we'll see if we can answer another one for Diane. And it's called, let's see what Diane's full question is. How do you get rid of hemifacial spasms? Okay, so hemifacial spasms is going to be a contraction and then relaxation and contraction and relaxation of any muscle. So that's what a spasm is, right? So you might think of like a Charlie horse. What's a Charlie horse? Okay, usually in your calves, right? Or maybe your foot, but you're feeling it where the muscle tightens up and it's spasming, right? So it's basically not allowed to release. It's held really, really tight. So now we're asking, why do we have facial spasms, right? And hemi is just different conventional medicine speak for a certain part of the hemisphere of the space that's getting the spasm. And if, Diane, I'm assuming you asked about the trigeminal neuralgia, there is an inflammatory and neurological component. Now, the nervous system can become inflamed as well. That's leading to spasms. Now, could it be electrolyte-based? Maybe, but besides a low level, not having enough magnesium in the body, and now I have to give you my disclaimer. So I'm not here to provide any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or medical diagnosis of the Cabral concept. Only your licensed medical doctor can do that. What I want to share with you is possible underlying root causes. It's possible you have an imbalance in calcium magnesium. It's possible, but it's more likely that there's an inflammatory component leading to these issues that we'd want to specifically look at, all right? And then again, there could be greater things. There could be stealth pathogens like mold, like Lyme, like the heavy metals that can lead to the inflammation as well. So we really need to go down the rabbit hole a bit to figure out what the underlying root cause is, all right? So I'm happy to help in any way that I can. The way that I like to not guess is by at-home lab testing, all right? All right, third question today is from Talitha, and they say this. Thank you for putting your podcast out there. It's led me to explore some approaches to ongoing issues, and some of those new approaches are already working for me. Happy to hear that, Talitha. My question, she says, or he says, is this. What would you suggest to prevent or lessen the chances of getting cellulitis from a mosquito bite? Last summer, I started having a bigger reaction to mosquito bites, especially on my upper leg when bit through my clothing. I got large, red, and hot circles 3 to 6 inches in diameter. Twice last year, those bites resulted in cellulitis requiring antibiotics. There are some aggressive mosquitoes, and I use a number of ways to keep them away, including yard treatments, environmental repellents, and a lemon eucalyptus bug spray. But I get bites anyways. I did the detox and will quarterly. Any other suggestions? Yeah, happy to help with this. Okay, so yeah, we do what you do. So especially when we're in Maine, we use a natural bug treatment for our property, which is essential oils. And I've shared that before. If you ever can't find the podcast by going to stephencabral.com/podcast and using the search box, just ask at stephencabral.com, or actually ask at cabralsupportgroup.com. That's our free Facebook group, and it's a private group. You'll get pretty much same-day answers. And then all my resources, like bug sprays and all those things, are at stephencabral.com/resources. All right, so like that's an easy way to find all the things that I use for myself, my family, and in my private practice. Okay, so bug sprays are there, natural bug sprays, DEET-free, of course, and all that good stuff. All right, so we're looking at a greater and exaggerated reaction from the body to a mosquito bite, which, everybody gets mosquito bites, everybody has a little bit of a reaction. It's the greater reaction that, is more worrisome, right? So it's like, okay, well, why is this happening? Well, there can be a few different reasons. One is that your body is more prone to higher levels of histamine or inflammatory cytokine-based reactions. So where someone might get a dime-sized reaction from a big mosquito bite, you get a quarter, or you get a silver dollar, or you get the 3 to 6 inch, and it causes a real issue. So again, no medical advice, no medical treatment plans, cures, diagnosis. But one thing that we've seen work really well in our practice is first, making sure the digestive system is healthy and clean. You can run something called the gut bundle. It's also called the Big Three. You'll find that at stephencabral.com/labs, or you can just go to stephencabral.com/shop and just use the search box at Equalife. So that's called the Big Three, not the Big Five, the Big Three, which is just digestive based. That helps tremendously with the overall immune system if your digestive system is healthy and balanced. I'm glad you did the detox, so that's fantastic. The next thing is you may want to look into something called the immunity protocol, and then add a product called Hist Pro. I use Hist Pro every day. Hist Pro is for people with greater chemical, environmental, or any type of sensitivities. People that are more Th2 dominant. They have larger mosquito bite reactions. They have larger reactions to scents and smells and, mold and grass and pollen, all those things. Taking 2 to 3 Hist Pros 1 or 2 or 3 times a day, especially when you're heightened, can have a dramatic improvement on the Th side of the immune system. And again, you can take just 1 at every meal. That's typical serving size, to typical dosage throughout the day. And if you need more, you could just take 1 extra per meal. So that's called Hist Pro, and I would look into that as well. The immunity protocol has extra vitamin C as an antihistamine. Vitamin D is great for the immune system, and so is zinc. All right? And that's in addition to, of course, your daily foundational protocol. So hopefully that's helpful. I can't go through a whole protocol, of course, just on this because I'd like to know more about you, but that's what I would look at. All right, Matthew's up next. Hi, I've asked a question concerning HIV last time. This time, I'd like to ask, what can I do about an external anal abscess that came after contracted syphilis? I don't know how long I had the infection for because at the time, I didn't have insurance and my physician told me that he couldn't do any of my labs unless I paid up front. And at the time, I didn't have the money. Once I found out after my insurance started, he did my regular labs and stated my immune system continues to fight the HIV I contracted in November of 2021. He referred me to ID, which was the same one for HIV that he referred me to, which I don't have a good relationship with because they just want to push medications. My NP listens to me and told me to go to health department, which I was given PCN injections. Okay, understood. Totally get where you're coming from. Here's how, so again, without providing medical advice or treatment plans, etc., how we help with HIV or cancer or sexually transmitted diseases is we provide a add-on therapy that you would then do with conventional medicine, right? So what I always say is this, the two can work together. Conventional medicine is typically working on palliating the symptoms and looking at the short term. What natural health wants to do is look at the long term and overall health of the body. So our goal is always to improve the immune system, have it modulated naturally to be able to work on all of these specific things, specifically like an abscess, which is some type of bacteria or pathogen toxin building up and leaving the body through the skin, creating an abscess, or it's an infection sometimes. And so during those times, you may actually, you do need to see your medical doctor, but you want to say, how can I balance the body more naturally? How could I do something like the daily foundational protocol and the immunity protocol on a daily basis in order to better modulate my immune system for the long run? So my goal would be, that's what we're going to look at for looking at the immune system. If you'd like, run the Big 5 labs to see if anything is off with your immune system as well, and have the two work together. Have conventional medicine, your conventional medicine doctors, work also with your integrative health practitioner or your natural health doctor. That's how I can help, the best from, my side. So hopefully that's helpful math to you and gets you started. All right, let's do one more question from, let's see here, Elsa. It says, hi, Dr. Cabral. I've been suffering from allergies and congestion for a long time now. I've been listening to your podcast for a while and have recently purchased the CBO protocol and the mold protocol, and I'm starting those now. Let's see. With allergy medication, I can usually get my sneezing and runny nose under control, but I can never seem to get my congestion under control. I've tried GSE spray, Nasacort spray, and neti pot with citricidal drops, and all of them irritate my nose like crazy. I sneeze a ton and my nose gets really inflamed and congested. I get really discouraged because I want to breathe through my nose and clear out any yeast or bacteria or overgrowth there, but can't put anything in my nose without getting irritated. What do you think this is? Any advice? Okay, yeah, happy to help here. As someone who suffered for many years with nasal congestion, post-nasal drip, couldn't breathe through my nose. So for me, let me just share with you what was helpful for me. The first and foremost is I had to clean up my diet. Any form of dairy in my diet was causing me an inflamed nasal passages and sinuses. That's just the way that it was. I had to get rid of that. The second is that I had to get rid of the yeast and fungal overgrowth and mold in my body. I wish I had the CBO protocol back then because it's far more effective, right? So that's absolutely what I recommend, and you're doing the mold protocol. So keep in mind, CBO protocol is 12 weeks, mold protocol is 8 weeks. And you're going to do then the CBO finisher. So you're going to get there. You wrote in almost 3 months ago, right? Because it takes about 12 weeks to get to your question on the show. Okay, now let's talk about nasal sprays. So what you're using right now, grapefruit seed extract, it may be too strong. It really might. You might just have to use a saline rinse for right now. So a neti pot with just saline, or I'm going to be doing a Friday review of a motorized product that gently flushes water in through one side and out the other, that's just saline, that could be beneficial. Now you can add drops to that in the future, but that might be easier for you, okay? Now, when you do go to adding citricidal drops or citrodrops or GSE, whatever it might be, you might just add just one spray of GSE spray to your neti pot, or just one drop mixing in the citricidal drops to your neti pot, not multiple. And that then, and you could even use a larger solution to dilute it even further, might be helpful. All right. Now, if those aren't, you might want to start with something even gentler, which is just colloidal silver nasal spray. We use a company called Sovereign Silver. I think that's at stephencabral.com/resources. And that is just pharmaceutical grade water, just means purified water. And then silver nanoparticles, which can help kill mold and fungus in the nasal passages as well to help clear that out. So that's a great start. The other thing that I'd recommend is potentially using a breathe right strip or something that allows your nasal passages to open a bit wider. And that might be helpful to just start to breathe a little bit easier. I know it was helpful for me. All right? Begin to do more nasal breathing, trying to keep your mouth closed during the day and just gently breathe through your nose and out through your nose to get those turbines working correctly too. These are all things that I've found to be beneficial for myself and in my practice. So hopefully, Elsa, that's helpful. I appreciate you writing in. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow answering more of our community's questions. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into the show. And before you head off, just make sure you don't miss what's going on this week over at Equalife. And that is our official Start to Summer giveaway. And that is the free dairy and gluten support. We try to do it once a year for summer. It is one of the most popular products all year round, but especially for summer, at least here over in the United States and let's say most of Europe where a lot of our clients are. Because what you can do is you can actually help to mitigate, to decrease a lot of the effects of eating dairy and gluten and even beans and legumes by improving your overall digestion with the enzymes that help break these things down. So things like lactase and DPP4 and cellulase and a lot of the products that the body lacks in terms of digestive enzymes are what can cause the bloating, the gas, the inflammation, the distension, the loose stool. And by using a simple enzyme to help break down the gluten better, to help break down the dairy, the cheese, the ice cream, the whatever it might be, right? Milk-based products, or even beans and legumes. The gluten and dairy support is exactly what helps with that. So what I want to do is I want to share, again, I always have these bottles for barbecues. They're on my picnic table outside, all that. I want to share it with you as well. Get a free bottle this week on all qualifying orders. Head on over to StephenCabral.com/shop. That's StephenCabral.com/shop for all the details. Completely free on all qualifying orders. Ships all around the world. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing start to your summer.